Lord, have mercy. Hey, everyone. I'm kind of going a little crazy right now because the original link we had for this live, the camera didn't work. The wrong camera link was selected. So this is me, your girl Whitney, your spiritual coach, in some serious masculine energy. But Asia, my sister, has been instrumental in the last 10, 15 minutes in helping me regain.
This is the true balance right here.
This is the true balance. So in a way, Spirit had a plan. We're going to go with that.
Oh
right?
My gosh.
Spirit had a plan. They're like, okay, we're going to test her and see what she's got. Okay. Just send me good vibes and pray for me.
Let's all do that now.
Is the mic even on? I mean, yeah, it's on. Okay, so let me get into my professional mode. Thank you guys for coming to the live. We love you. Brianna, let's go. Oh my, did you catch all that tea? I'm Whitney Nicole. As you guys know, if you've been following me on Instagram, I talk all things spiritual. I have a 10-year experience background as a psychotherapist, and I actually just decided to completely bring that job, that masculine energy side of me to a close so that I can focus solely on being a spiritual coach and helping mainly women with this energy in specific. So this is Asia, my beautiful, gorgeous, talented artist of a sister.
Little sister.
Little sister, who I adore. Okay, no, seriously, let's get real here, right?
Yeah. The energy it's high. It's good today. I like this.
It's actually a little bit like, I call it like delirious. Anyways, she's so talented. She does sculptures, painting. She's a professional vocalist. I mean, she does whatever she wants to do that it makes her heart sing. I mean, feminine energy all the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to just get into the conversation?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. So we're going to be talking about masculine and feminine energy, the balance, but mainly like what it's like to be a female in today's day and age, especially if you have trauma, especially if your family had a lot of masculine energy, and how that affects your ability to tap into your feminine energy as you move through life. Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
I mean, it's real. It's a lot of stuff. So Asia, maybe you could tell them a little bit about like your journey with like, when did you start discovering feminine energy for yourself? Like what that's all about?
I think you and I started discovering it at the same time.
You mean like last summer?
Yeah.
I already discovered it before then.
What do you mean?
I have been working on that for a while, but I don't think we had talked about it.
Wait, when you were going through like all the
bad stuff. Yeah.
Okay. That's that's when I was also discovering it.
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't I'm saying
you had already.
Yes, I had been I'd been working on it for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think I didn't know that is what I was working on.
Okay.
Like, we're working on it. We're like, something doesn't feel right. Something feels like unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? I don't know. I'm going to just keep doing everything I've been doing. I'm not going to work on anything.
So when you say unbalanced, like what was actually showing up?
It was the masculine energy that we both have. How was it showing up?
Yeah.
Overworking for sure. Trying to control everything.
Really?
Like everyone, everything. If someone said no to something, I was like, so you mean yes? And you mean now? Like it just was like it was never
so like acceptance.
It never showed the feminine like forgiveness or compassion to even like myself.
Okay. So like feminine flow, going with the flow, that wasn't your thing.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So what about relationships? Because I feel like a lot of people, like for those of you guys who are single and, wanting to mingle, or, you know, just wanting love in your life. Or if you're already in a relationship and you're wanting to like deepen the connection. Because I feel like you can be in a relationship with somebody, but be more on some masculine energy vibe where the connection is still kind of surface level. Right. But like if you want to deepen the connection, feminine energy is the way to go.
You need it.
You need it.
Would you say that feminine energy and like vulnerability go together?
100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Like 100%. So to open up okay. So you're about to go into story?
No, I mean, I could.
No, go into story. They need
time,
to
I
know. Okay. So were you vulnerable in the past?
I want to like blend it in with not just relationships, romantic ones, but also relationships like just in general. Yeah. Family. Because I think there's crossover. So 100%. Like, yeah. So like to survive, I needed that masculine energy. So when it came down to it, I was finding people who also had the same masculine energy that our families did. And it was just like, why isn't this working? Like there's zero feminine energy anywhere. And then my masculine energy finally met a person romantic wise who had hella feminine energy. And I was like, that's weird. Go away.
Okay. Do you feel like you're in your feminine energy right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I'm my feminine. Do you think I am?
Sort of.
I feel like there's been heavy masculine all morning.
Yes. Like there has been heavy masculine all morning. For those of you guys who have just tuned in, like when we first, like I had everything planned out. I had the links were right, the tags for YouTube. And by the way, this is my first time going live on YouTube. So like I prepped since last week. Or no, it was Monday. Just kidding. It was Monday. But everything went to shit. Like I pressed go live. The camera was not working. I will tell you, all of my feel good connected feminine energy, it was like wah. And I was panicking. I literally was panicking.
You were?
Yeah.
I think this is a test.
I think this is a test?
First of all, yeah, because you showed like zero compassion to yourself just now. I didn't know this was your first live.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Well, live on YouTube. I've done live on Instagram, but it's really different. Don't like that this is like a landscape view. I don't like it. Just squishes you. It's not.
I get it. It's not.
Yeah.
When I went overseas, the first 3 days, I got pissed. I was like, why don't I know how to speak Italian? Trying to control it. I was like, what the heck? And I was like, oh, it's my first time hearing the language. Why would I know how to speak Italian in 3 days? So it's like, this is your first live. Why would everything go perfectly? And I think that's where like feminine energy could step in and be like, hey, you need to show yourself some love. Like it's fine.
Yeah. And I'm actually really glad I did my first YouTube live with someone else, with you, because and two feminine energies, like we got each other's backs, right? Like I think now I kind of know what to expect. Okay. So now enough about our troubles. Let's get into the content again, because ultimately it's just going to be saved and it's going to go on my professional page. So let's talk about relationships, whether you're in a relationship or you're looking to be in a relationship and you struggle with balancing masculine and feminine energy. This is my pitch for how feminine energy can literally open up your heart. You can have better connections, better sex, feel better in your body, feel your emotions, accept yourself for who you are. It's all about authenticity. And that's what draws in. Like attracts like. Right? So even if you're in a relationship, even if you've been married for however long and you go deeper into your authenticity and really connect with yourself on deeper levels, decreasing the judgment, decreasing the self-criticism and self-hate and all that kind of stuff, that actually opens up a portal, an energy channel for your partner to be able to connect with you on a deeper level, whether they know it or not, right? It works. It totally works. And I feel like that's what's kind of missing in a lot of today's dating. I know things are changing, as we go along, especially with COVID. People have been forced People who never embrace their feminine energy have been forced to start embracing their feminine energy. I will say though, last summer, I went deeper in my feminine than I ever have before, but I had been working with it throughout. But I think sometimes we have to hit that breaking point. Like I had to be broken, and the relationship did that to me.
Lessons. They're
lessons, right? And so what that did was the breaking really strong? Was it sad? Was it fetal position in the bathtub? Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yes.
Right? But at the same time, there's nowhere to go but up when you hit there. And so what that did was opened up my world, opened up my ability to manifest a healthy, amazing, in tune, in touch, soulmate relationship, like literally a best friend. It was nothing I would even ever ask for or thought of on my own. Like that's not what I was telling my spirit guides,
Well, at some point, I think you were telling your spirit guide, you weren't asking for like a specific person. Like maybe you may have been before. I know I've done that.
Yeah.
But you were like, I want to learn about myself and I want to grow. Like these patterns need to end. Like this is not working anymore.
Right. Exactly. It's kind of like when you trust through your feminine energy, which is your trust with spirit, God, source, energy, however you look at that higher entity. It's like they know you better than you know yourself. Your feminine energy is you. And so the thing that you call in or through that energy ends up being the best for you. So I was a little resistant at first. I was like, what is this? This what you bring me? Like, not in a bad way of like nothing bad towards him, but just not my usual type. Okay. I want to make that very clear. Just not my usual type. Like very confused.
Yes.
Very like, this is not what I was expecting. Right.
Yeah.
And then as I opened up and surrendered and was able to like give it a chance through that energy, through the power of feminine energy, was like, I don't need to be in control of everything all the time.
Yeah.
Then it was like, oh, maybe there is something to this. Maybe this does work for me. Maybe I like it. It just kept going up and up and up.
Yeah. I think that it's a balance. Like we talked about the other day.
Right.
It's like, because masculine energy isn't bad, but if it's over the top, like it is like, only masculine energy, there needs to be a balance just in everything.
Right. What would be like an example of that when you say like too much?
Oh my gosh.
What?
I can only relate it to family.
Please do.
Okay.
Spill it.
My mother, fantastic woman, is the most masculine woman, masculine energy, doesn't let anyone do anything for her. Literally is like she will literally claim, she's like, I am a man. Like I do things on my own. Father, they said that he has a lot of feminine energy. Our dad.
Who said that?
My mom, but I don't believe that.
Coming from the person who doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, feminine. Yeah, maybe not the best judgment of that.
So two parents.
By the way, we have different moms and we share the same father. So when she says my mom, she's talking about her mom.
Yeah. So just growing up with that, it's like the compassion wasn't there. So I've been having these extreme epiphanies where I'm like, oh, I can like show myself some love in situations.
Yeah.
Where I'm doing something for the first time.
Right.
Before it was like, oh, you suck. Like masculine on masculine energy. It's like, if you didn't do something right, it's because you weren't right. It's because you weren't good. And it's like, that's when I think the masculine energy overflows, because it's like good to push yourself and it's good to have that like healthy competition with yourself. But when it's overpowering the compassion, the feminine side, the intuition, that like, oh, you can do it. Then it's.
Are you saying like when you were growing up, like with your mom, like, do you feel there was just the side of like how you could improve or what wasn't working, but there wasn't really as much of the side of like, you did a good job, like regardless.
Yeah.
Like praise.
There was less praise.
Or like nurturing energy.
Right. And even if it was good, like very rarely was there like, good job. Yeah. Very rarely.
Do you remember ever asking? Not saying that was your job, but like, yeah. Do you ever remember asking, like, did I do a good job? Or you just kind of like left it out?
No, what it would transform into was me just working harder.
Oh, dang.
And harder and harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much it just fueled more masculine energy. By not getting feminine energy, you don't know any other way.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. And recently, I think, thanks to like really good friends of mine.
Right.
Now I know what that looks like. I didn't even know what it looked like before. So if someone did show compassion or were gentle with me and like, why are you being so hard on yourself? I'd be like, what is that? Like, what do you mean? Why? Because look, like, so it was just
like
confusing.
Defensive, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. What were you like? What do you feel like you were defending against? Like, what were you protecting yourself from? Like, kindness.
Kindness. Love. I mean, essentially,
yes, because it felt so foreign, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
I didn't grow up.
I ain't seen that before. What's that? Is that like a thing?
Yeah.
Is that like, yeah. I feel that. I totally feel that. And growing up in my household, I grew up with a strong single mom who had a thriving 25-year career in the Navy. And so she was constantly around male energy. And then her mom was partly a single mom as well, at different times. But, you know, they had to survive. There was a legit struggle. So the other thing I like to talk to people about is like, masculine energy does kind of serve a purpose. Like you had your own survival at home with your masculine energy, and there's different types of survival, right? Like sometimes like physical abuse, sexual abuse, like these different things that run oftentimes in families, especially in Black and brown families, when you go far back enough. And sometimes you don't have to go far back. It's like right here. But definitely growing up with a really, really strong mom, independent, military, and she was raising daughters. So
3 daughters, so many daughters.
Yep. And in her mind, it was like, I need to teach them in such a way where they're protected at all costs. And so that was number one. And I think survival being the main energy was what kind of blocked some more of the feminine energy. And it wasn't that I didn't get any. I do remember like being told, you know, they were proud, you know, she was proud of me and, you know, doing good and love and hugs and things like that. I think there were just moments where the masculine energy just went way too far. And then I think where it really came through in the upbringing was in the relationship sector. Like when we were taught about like dating or boys or things like that, I was really taught,
oh my gosh,
I was really taught that these demons out here, all they want is one thing.
Yeah.
And so whatever it is you think they're doing with you, they're not. It is all about
that's from your mom.
Yeah, your mom too.
And my mom too. Yeah.
What'd she say?
My mom is more like, I remember her giving us the like birds and the bees talk, but it was like, men are whack, all of them. And if you have sex, you're going to get funk. Like that was it.
Yep.
Funk.
That's what she called it?
That's what she said. Yeah.
I never heard that.
And it was me and some other friend, not part of our family, and we're just like,
the other girl got the same advice too.
The other kids. So like even now to this day, I'm terrified to tell my mom about people I'm interested in.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm in a gush. I have a crush right now that I'm dating. And I'm like, this is different than anything I've ever. What is going on? I didn't look for this. But I'm like, oh, I'm not going to tell my mom. Because I know she's going to be like, have you known him for 10 years? Because you have to know him for 10 years before you even date him.
Say that. She always says you don't know a person unless you've known them for 10 years. Was it 3 years or 10 years?
10.
A minimum of 3 years, I think. But 10 years.
No. It's always been 10. And I'm like, that's excessive.
So you can't
over the top masculinity.
You can't make any commitment unless it's been 10 years.
And then it's like, after 10 years, you still don't really know him. So
that's what she was saying. You still don't really know him.
Okay.
You never know. They could have an axe in their trunk and just freaking chop you off. Like, am I allowed to say that?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess we'll see if this video gets taken down. But yeah.
But it makes sense why she thought that. All of her relationships, her patterns.
Yeah.
The women in my family just have this pattern of finding men who are trash, and not all men are trash.
Mm-hmm.
But her patterns have led her to have that rule of like 10 years or bust. Like, she's not out here trying to find dudes. Like, she just wants to garden now.
Yeah. And, you know, and I think for some people, that's, you know, where they're going to go on their journey to you know, to feminine energy. I don't think it has to be the same. I do think, like, as the generations progress, we're embracing these things more and more. So like our generation and so on and so forth, like you're probably going to see that be way more integrated, way more acceptable, like for, you know, men and women to really embrace their own feminine energy. And I feel like that's something that we don't talk about enough, is like feminine energy for men.
Yes.
Like, it's not just a female thing. It's not.
Same with masculine. Like, it's not a gender thing. It's a balance thing.
It's a balance thing.
It's a balance thing.
Right. And I like to think about it too, is like we all kind of have one that we're a little stronger in. It could be because of our upbringing, what we've been through. It could just be the nature of how we came into the world. Because I'm pretty convinced that I came into the world with a little more masculine energy. I'm also a double Aquarius.
I think more than a little.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I have masculine energy. But because I have really been conscious about feminine energy, it's like an intentional practice. You know, it's not necessarily something that always comes natural, but I will say, being in the field of therapy for 10 years, I think that's helped me the most, because you're in the nurturing role. That's like your job. Your job is to come from a place of unconditional love and acceptance and non-judgment. So it's not about you. And maybe that was part of Spirit's plan to get me together.
That's great.
And it wasn't the easiest thing in the beginning, right? Because even therapists, I'm sorry to say it, but they will have bias and judgment. So client comes in, you could have masculine energy, be like, oh, you should dump him. Why are you still, you know, in your mind? But I think the more you embrace your feminine energy, the better therapist you're going to become. You still need masculine energy to help people heal, because you need to be able to see things objectively as well as nurturing.
The balance.
Yes, because it can go the other way, where there's just therapists that are just all feminine energy. And you'd be going on for like 15 years getting nurtured. You know?
Getting nothing done, just getting nurtured.
Just feeling good. Leaving just like, thanks for that energetic hold. But my life is really still fucked up. Yeah. So absolutely, it needs to be balanced. And what are some things, like if we had to give some tips that you would do to help get into your feminine? Like, what helps you get there?
You go first.
Okay. So what helps me get there in my feminine energy is, one, there's like a voice in my head. It's a nurturing grandmother voice. This is just me personally. Like she tells me to like stop, but she does it in like a calm down baby, like, baby, stop. She sounds like that.
That grandma?
I think it might be Dad's deceased aunt.
Oh.
I'll show you a picture. I kind of look like her. So she could be a spirit guide for me at this point, but she pretty much sounds like she's just like, baby, calm down, stop, put the computer down, close the laptop. Also, sometimes that's just my boyfriend telling me.
In that accent?
No. but and I'm like, okay. So I hear that and I'm like, yeah, I need to stop. It does take me a while. I'm very hard-headed. My mom can attest to that. You know, I'm very cerebral and mental. So I'm like, why should I stop? Like, I let me just finish this one last paragraph, or like whatever it is, or I've only been on here for 30 minutes. Yeah, but you're exhausted. Yeah. You know, you don't have anything to give. You try to give from this point, it's going to be total crap. What you produce from this point on is going to be crap, because you're not there. This isn't it.
Yep.
You want to do it again and start over and learn the lesson that way? So, you know, she's kind of a tough cookie, but I know she loves me. You know, I just know. So I know she's like the voice of my feminine energy. And pulling back and just literally asking my thoughts to stop. Like, I don't go down that road anymore. I let it go. And normally I'll have to take myself out of the energy and do something else, like walk to the kitchen or get a drink of water or open the window or the door. It's like I have to bring another element in. And then slowly but surely, my body will start to like tune into what's going on now.
It sounds like a heightened sense of awareness. Like it doesn't sound like it comes naturally to both of us, actually.
Right.
But it is just us having to literally talk to ourselves like children almost.
Inner child work.
That's
where we got messed up. That's where it happened. That's where it happened. That's why we have to be nurtured like that.
Wow.
That's why.
Wow. That's kind of intense.
I'll listen to her.
I literally have been like on that crazy level where I go in my car and I literally cry about the things that I need to. Like, this didn't happen. I didn't like that. And I will actually respond to myself and be like, well, like, why are you, what can you change? What are you doing? And I have to like bring myself back down to the balance.
Right.
By talking to myself as two different people.
But that is like a very like way, a good way to be seen. You know what I mean? In a way,
yes.
I feel like that's feminine
the best
energy.
way, actually. Because like you want to be seen. If you're seeing yourself, that's like the best, because you don't need the external sources to tell you that you're okay.
Like
it's nice to have that.
Right.
But if everyone is like busy in your life, just in that moment that you're freaking out, if you can't turn to yourself and be like, give yourself the nurturing that you need, you're going to lose your mind. Seriously.
Yeah. There's not enough options, like to wait for someone to validate you, to wait to someone to see you. And I think we both didn't have that. Like for someone to show us sometimes, like, even though, you know, I had people around me and there were times where feelings were acknowledged, like, even if you don't see yourself first, it's going to be really hard for other people to see you accurately as well. So growing up, I oftentimes felt like I wasn't being seen for who I was. It wasn't being understood. It wasn't getting it. So the validation was, you know, barely there for me, it felt like. So yeah, I love what you talk about, like going into the car and just like having that I see you moment through the conversation.
Like allowing yourself to just release everything without judgment on both ends. So if you're judging your own thoughts about what you're complaining about or what is bothering you, like that also is not, that's on that masculine shit too.
Absolutely. And so just to go over and be clear, like the difference. So feminine energy is acceptance, non-judgment. It is non-critical. It is authenticity. So if there's anything in you that's not from you, that's something you read, that's something you're taking on these pieces of your identity that aren't inherently you, then that's something that's not in line with feminine energy. It's probably masculine energy. It's probably something your brain came up with, that, you know, some crazy scheme to get you from point A to point B that's not really serving your greatest and highest good. So stripping away what's not you, that's the whole feminine energy journey. And what are the results of that?
What are the results?
What are your results?
Oh, I feel really good.
Just kidding.
I'm feeling really good. Well, no, seriously, this is results. Like the most balanced I've felt in a long time.
Yeah.
This is also with like 2 years of freaking working on this. Girl. Like and I'm still going to keep working on it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like healed. Like I'm not like this balanced human now.
You're a lot more.
It's always, I don't know. I went to a yoga class a while ago, and they were saying that you're always like trying to balance. Like it's not like, oh, one day I'm just this yoga guru and I can just balance on one foot like no one's business. Like they're still using muscles to balance.
It's growing all the time.
So I think it's just now we have the questions that we can ask ourselves when things start, like when our live doesn't work, like we can ask ourselves the things as the feminine adults.
Yeah. As you expand, right?
As you
expand and grow. And we're not going to stop doing that, expanding and growing.
Right.
So,
it's possible too, but I think we're aware that we don't want to do that.
Well, and I think it's natural for us to grow. I mean, we're here for years. It seems weird to stay in the same spot forever. I mean, if that floats your boat, then do it,
I'm not gonna. It's not me.
I was talking to them.
Oh, yeah, if you want to.
Yeah. But what I will say is like the results that I have seen for sure is peace, mind, more energy, better sleep, more abundance. And abundance in ways that I don't think my brain was seeing it as abundance before. Also, my food journey, I'm really thankful for food in a crazy way.
Yes.
It's like, I'm like, this vegetable, this produce right here gave its life.
Oh my God.
But you know what I mean?
I do.
Like, just it's beautiful.
Yes.
Because I never used to even eat healthy either.
Did you not?
That wasn't, I ate semi-healthy. I've never had like a major issue with obesity, but I'm definitely I'm even still a little bit overweight now and I'm working on it, but it's such a different process than it ever was. When I was in college, it was like, I remember I was doing like meal replacement shakes, going to the gym every day. My body was snatched and I was just like, I would go out, go to the club. I just felt it was just like all together was hot. Like the look was together, the pictures were coming together, but it was coming from such a forced place. It was coming from such a do this if you want to look good type of place. And now there's no rush. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to eat for my body. I'm not going to push anything. I'm not on a diet. I'm not, you know what I mean? I can actually enjoy my life every day and know that I'm losing the weight because that's what happens when you eat healthy.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel like on that note, I don't know if it affected you, but
what did,
look, hold on. Sorry.
That's Susie.
Taking a bath surrounded with crystals. Yes.
Taking a bath surrounded with crystals. Sage yourself. Hypnosis. Yes, girl. I need to get in with you.
I just read something NLP. That was like, wear a flowy long skirt, go out into the yard and sit with the chuchi on the ground, absorb the earth with no chones on. Seriously.
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
that's
okay.
what
that's what all that meant. Okay.
Yeah, that's what all that meant. I meant your vagina. I meant
and
put your vagina on the ground.
Just make sure the sidewalk's clean.
Yeah,
right? Or
wherever you're
sitting.
on.
Yeah.
I haven't done that, but it sounds like it's energy building.
Yes, absolutely. Does anybody have any questions for us? I know we're in story time and we're just kind of flowing with it. Please ask questions. We love to hear from you. What's your experience been with these energies? When did you start to learn? Are you actively working with them? Do you kind of just think about them, sometimes when you remember, or is it an ongoing consciousness and ongoing awareness for you guys? Let us know.
Is it something that you want to work on too? Because some people don't it's just not if your masculine energy is serving you right now and you don't want to work on the balance.
Oh, absolutely. And everybody has to decide for themselves what feels like it's working and what feels like it's not. You know what I mean? Because some people, I feel like some people come into their awareness. It's their own timing.
Yep.
So for an example, if somebody works at a Fortune 500 company and they're they just got a promotion, damn, that's really good. And let's say it's a little bit very male driven and it's very productivity driven and there's not a lot of flow involved. And if that's working, don't fix it. It's not broken.
It's not broken.
It's not broken. But let's say the exact same person in that situation, but they're yeah, I'm on top. I have money, but I don't feel like I have the connections, and I don't feel like myself.
That's when.
Rihanna
Says,
What'd she say?
Because of you, Whitney, I'm more aware of masculine, feminine energy. And right now I feel where I feel either is up or needs nurturing.
Uh-huh. And right now I feel where I feel either is up. So what do you mean by that? Like, are you saying you're in a balanced place, Brianna? Typing fast is hard. Yes, the struggle.
Just slow down, breathe, feminine energy.
We ain't going nowhere right now. We're right here, girl. We're right here. Yes. Sounds like she was saying she was balanced, though.
Yeah. Yes.
I think. Yeah.
She can tell what, like, when her masculine is up and which parts need nurturing. I got you.
Yes. And I feel like that's the drive of it all. Like, that's the dance, right? Is like, that's the balance. That's the balance, is just being able to tell.
Yep.
I feel like that's your superpower if you can learn how to tell, because you're not going to be like this the whole time.
Right.
You're just not.
Like, ever.
Things are going to happen.
All the time.
Life. Life happens. And like, today, right? My feminine energy was pretty good. I would say it wasn't the best, but it was pretty good. And then all of a sudden life, technology screwed up. And then all of a sudden I had so much less feminine energy. Right. And so it's like,
but I think now you have pretty good feminine energy
because we were aware. Because we was intentional.
I mean, but also things are consistently like moving. So
it's expected.
Yep. Because if something happened where you needed your masculine energy, you're not going to like be like, okay, now's the time for feminine energy. You're going to be like, let's go. Balance.
Right. Know how to play it. Know how to play the game. Right. Love the player, love the game. Love them. Love the player, love the game, right? So understand, I think consciousness is, that's pretty much what we're all trying to get to, right? Be conscious, because when we're not conscious, stuff just feels like it's be happening. And there's more effect you can have in it. There's more power you have to do something with what's going on, or to create what happens in your life.
Yes.
Deliberate creators we are. But but if you're not aware, you're just thinking the world is happening and you're just living in it.
Like the world is happening to you. I've seen a lot of that also.
Yeah, absolutely. So feminine energy has been a game changer. It's changed my life. It's changed the way I look at things. I mention it a lot when I meet new people. Like, I just throw it into conversation.
Feminine energy?
I'll just be like, oh yeah. Like, if, for example, let's say someone's like, oh yeah, that girl, she's kind of mean. She's kind of standoffish. I'm like, oh, well, she's just probably more masculine energy, and which is creating that, which is also like a sense of protection or survival. You know what I mean? Like, maybe she's not a bitch. Maybe she just isn't really into her feminine right now, or could just be she's not in her feminine with you. Like, your energy might be
shut down.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, it might.
They're like trying to bond and like talk shit. They're all, hey, did you know? And Whitney's just like, no. Maybe masculine energy, and you should dive into yours. Here's my come check out my live.
But I really do see people like that. So my doctor in Juarez, like, her energy is kind of masculine. And at first I was like, oh, she's kind of cold and spiky. But I was like, you know what? Now I get it. And plus I'm super intuitive. So I'm like, okay, she's running this empire. She's running this med spa. Like, she is like boss lady. She's keeping people in line. People are getting out of pocket. And, so I can, and obviously I don't know her whole story and what created the masculine energy, but it is, she's got masculine energy, but I don't judge that in terms of her worth or who she is as a soul, as a person. Yeah. Because if somebody would have judged me on my masculine, they would have had the whole wrong idea about me.
That sounds like your feminine energy working also. Yes. Because you need feminine energy to look at someone and be like, oh, you're a person and you are going through this and your upbringing was something I don't know about.
That's right.
So why would I?
Non-judgment, flow. Right. Because the old me, the old masculine energy side kind of would have felt like they needed to know, or felt like if I don't know, well, I'm just going to judge you because that's easier.
Yeah.
That's an answer.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here's me talking shit now. It's not talking shit. One of my male friends who is good friends with me and knows all the sisters follows you.
Okay.
But he was like, oh my gosh, like your sister is doing like this like crazy like witchy stuff. Like it's kind of bougie. And I was like, okay, Whitney's a little bougie. Okay. I was like,
wait, witchy bougie?
Yeah.
That's a great way to
That is pretty good. I was like, first of all, Whitney's been working really hard on herself. I was like, so don't come in hot like that. I was like, but also like, you don't have to watch the stuff that she puts out if you don't like it. I was like, you're a white man, straight white guy. This isn't for you. Like you're a straight white man who likes journalism. Like this is not for you.
So he's not vibing.
You don't have to watch it.
Why is he watching it then?
Came straight masculine.
Oh,
came
from
in straight man, not from me. He came in straight masculine, judging, laughing at. But I also think like I think he is interested.
Oh,
I think he's secretly interested.
I'm like anybody who watching that, he's like intrigued.
He's intrigued. I'm like, you want to know about your feminine side? Come on. I was like, you're tired of using just all that masculine energy all day. You're tired.
Exactly.
I thought that was so funny. I was like, we're talking about masculine and feminine energy, and you're giving a prime example right now.
Well, what's interesting too is like, and I've done sessions with couples to kind of help them understand what's going on in the relationship through these lenses. And sometimes like the man or the husband will ask like, so what's this divine feminine energy, like healing session? Is this like a woman's thing, like for women? And I'm like, no. Like you have feminine energy too. Like, and in a way, I have more empathy like for dudes because societally it's almost like they were not taught.
They're not like allowed to
show that. Yeah. It like wasn't pushed. It wasn't encouraged to embrace their own vulnerability when it's like men have needs too. Men have feelings too.
Yeah.
Why should they just be expected to show up? And this is why I'm so glad that there's a whole spectrum now, non-binary, LGBTQIA, like there's like how we identify ourselves. I think it's helping with allowing this energy to flow freely because we're basically telling society, the system, whoever got to decide on all these labels, like, F you guys. Our energy flows in different ways. It does not matter like what parts we were born with or whatever. So at some point, we're all going to have to just get on board with this.
Yeah. Yep. The gender blocks are, they're going to be cut off. And I think the people who are used to hanging on to those are going to be very confused.
They already are.
They're confused now.
They're like, what? They feel like it's unfair.
Yep. Yeah.
They're like, I don't want to stretch and change and grow. And they're like, no, why should it be offensive if I am not growing and not getting it? And you know what? They have to walk their own path with that. So feminine energy for the win. I feel like it's a huge part of survival too, not just the masculine energy.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so let's move to the healing part.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I know I wasn't really sure if I was still going to have the energy to do it, but as we've been talking, I think I've been softening and my energy has kind of like calmed down from that technical difficulty glitch, aka Satan and his homies. Just kidding. I'm kidding. It probably was my spirit guides really trying to help me grow, right?
I really think it was a lesson.
It'll take me a minute to get over it. Like probably.
Well, people are here and they're watching, and like this is the point, was to get this out.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's you.
I learn a lot from her, you guys. So
the energy when we're together is like,
it's good.
Yeah. I always leave with a big lesson.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, me too. I always take something and I'm like, that was for me. That was for me. All right. So I am now certified in Reiki for those of you guys who don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warm up and send some Reiki healing energy, and I'm going to add some affirmations. Thanks, girls. She said such a great way to, we're hearing that Whitney feminine flow. Love it. Love you, girl, for showing up. Thanks for supporting and coming to the channel. Okay, so I'm going to hit you guys with some Reiki. So if you are open to receiving Reiki energy, just say yes and open up your heart to receive. We're going to show appreciation for the masculine energy in our lives, whatever role that it's played. And then we are going to invite the feminine energy in to be more present and to have more of a role in transforming our lives and our manifestations. Okay. I love you, masculine energy. We have been thick as thieves. You have been there for me when I have needed you the most, when I was scared, afraid, doubtful, self-critical. You've gotten me through from point A to point B. When I felt like I didn't have the inner strength, masculine energy, you have been there to get me up, get me dressed, get me showered, and ready for the day. I cannot thank you enough for the role in survival you have played. And I want to talk to you about something else. I want to allow the feminine to have a bigger role in our lives. My feminine energy needs a bigger voice, a bigger role, needs to be integrated into what we're doing here. I want more peace in my life. I want more tranquility. I want to be able to manifest from an original place that's authentic to who I am on this path. I want to be keyed in to my purpose in this life because that's what fuels my passion every single day. I'm going to stop looking at my feminine energy as weak and vulnerable. She's not weak. She's freaking powerful. If I would give her a greater opportunity to step in on my behalf. She's here to create and to tune in to source energy and then hand it off to you, masculine, so you can bring it into 3D form, the tangible stuff we love to see. Feminine energy, you are a bad one, the baddest baddie of them all. We love you. You're fierce. You're powerful. You bring life into this world. You create. You bring people together. It's a connective tissue that I cannot live without. I bring the masculine and feminine energy together within you. Moving forward, we claim this union, the divine union. And so it is. So it is.
So it is.
All right. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you so much, Asia.
I love you.
I love you too, girl. And I'll be doing this every single Friday. So I'll be some sessions, some episodes will do by myself, and then other episodes will have another amazing guest where we'll have these amazing conversations. And we're going to just make this a regular thing. Love you guys so much. I hope you guys receive that Reiki energy. And I'll see you guys in the next episode and on IG at Inner Vibe Tribe. Love you. Bye.